concepts, understanding that, we're going to give up some yards in the pass game. But we wanted to make a cloudy picture for the quarterback in hopes that the ball would come to life, and it did. And so the yards are the yards. I think the points were going to be at they were averaging, 34 points a game. And so, if the penalty doesn't happen on Dante, which he grabbed the shoulder, they probably get 24. And that's right in line where we were expecting, okay? The yardage, I'm not really worried about the yardage. Once we turned the ball over, scored on defense, 2 2-minute stops, that's complimentary ball, and that's what we want to do. So getting into Philly, just a really talented team across the board. You look at their offense, all right, the receivers, I really don't need to talk about them. They're really good. All right, the running back is outstanding. Quarterback is a winner. Offensive line, one of the best in the league. So, once again, we just played Detroit. We played Tampa. Another great offense, okay? So it's going to be a great challenge. The men are focused. They're ready. The coaches have done an outstanding job, man, in this playoff run of getting these guys detailed and getting them ready. So it's going to be a fun game. So any questions?
Hey, Joe. How is your week different when you're preparing for a quarterback who can use his legs in the run game as opposed to a quarterback who stays in the pocket more?
Well, we've had a number of these guys that we've had to prepare for, and so the one thing is if he's going to run the ball and if the coordinator makes a decision for him to run the ball, we're going to treat him like a running back, and we're going to hit him that way, So that's their decision if they want to get him hit the way that he gets hit. If they don't, they'll keep him in the pocket. So, but that's what we're going to do.
Hey, Joe, you guys against Saquon in those two games have had a lot of runs where you've done a good job against them, held them to 2 or less. A couple runs where you get those home runs. What makes the difference for you when you're watching it? What makes the difference where you be able to hold him like that versus the big plays that he gets?
That's the whole thing. You watch the last, when they played the Rams, they bought him up some, and then he knocks one. He does it against everybody. And so, what we have to do is just make sure we're disciplined up front. All right, we're ready to flow at the second level. And then the thing that I think he does better than anybody in the league, nobody talks about his home run ability, but he breaks the middle field safety off, okay? If you don't take a confident angle, if you take a touchdown angle, he runs past you. Or if you take a overconfident angle, he cuts it back. So you have to be able to get to his inside hip in a confident way and get him down. If not, you're not going to make the tackle. So, we have to – it's 11-man football to stop this man. And if you don't do it, you're going to see those explosive runs, which you've seen against everybody else.
Not a defensive question per se, but you, Quinn, the whole staff, you guys have your mantras, anybody, anywhere, anytime, ball is life. How have you seen players embrace that, and how has the messaging kind of galvanized this group?
Well, it's from day one. We talked about the way that we live is different than everybody else. And I guess it's hard for you to see it because you're not necessarily in the building and you haven't. And I've been on a number of different staffs and a number of different teams. But the way we live here is different. And I saw Terry talking about it in his interview the other day. If you're not committed to being a little bit thrown off and a little bit because you have to be a little bit crazy to be here, all right? Because the way we do things is not the normal way, and we don't want it to be the normal way. It's a special place, and everybody we've bought into anybody, anywhere, anytime. It doesn't matter. All right, we compete at a high level in everything we do. All right, the coaches competing every time they come up here and present in front of the team. They are competing to see who does it the best. That's just the way we live. And so the men are bought into it, coaches are bought into it, the people in the building are bought into it. And if they haven't, it's not the right place for them.
How do you mentally approach the third time facing a coordinator facing an offense?
The first thing I told the defense was, let's not say, all right, we know these guys. Let's dig deeper. Okay, all right. They've had success against us. Let's dig deeper. Even if the times that last time this happened, I was with the Packers and we went for the Bears in the NFC Championship game for the third time. Let's dig deeper. Okay, all right. We got 3 picks that game, 1 for a touchdown. B.J. Raji picked 1 for a touchdown. So you just keep going. You just dig deep.
Hey, Coach. When you look at the aggressive play of this defense, they really stood up as a team last week. And could you talk a little bit about the defensive front and what you saw from them headed into this week's championship game?
I think last week they did a nice job of getting the quarterback off the spot. We wanted to, from a back-end standpoint, we wanted to give them a cloudy picture and understanding that was going to make give the defensive line a chance to get to their second rush. You know what I'm saying? This week is more of, all right, we got to do whatever we have to do to keep Saquon from hitting those explosive runs. And so, like I said, it's 11-man football. The guys up front stay in the gap, knock people back, and consistently do it. You know, like you said, we bottom him up a little bit, but then he breaks the big one. We can't allow the big one to break.
Coach, if Marshawn's healthy, and it looks like he is now, and Mikey's playing at the level he's playing at, what does that allow you? What does that open up for you in terms of things that you can do defensively?
Yeah, you know, to be honest with you, it really hasn't changed because our inability with the run game right now. So I haven't protected those guys outside. They've been where they are. What I'm hoping you'll see what you got from Mikey last week is ball production. We have guys out there that can get the ball, and if you're going to throw the ball up there and we have the ability to turn it over, now the ball doesn't go vertically as much, and it really hasn't gone vertically that much this year anyway.
Since coming back, what have you seen from John Allen, and considering he didn't play in the first two Eagles games, how do you think he can kind of help?
I think, you know, as many big bodies as we can get and rotate them and keep them fresh is needed. I thought the first game his pad level was a little high, and I think he's been just playing better, you know, as it's been coming along, and I think he's going to play his best ball here. And then also, just the other big guys, we have to play with great pad level, and because they're really good up front. They're really good.
With regarding the turnovers, you were pretty gloomy earlier in the year that you guys weren't getting the number that you wanted. 5 may be an anomaly, but when for you this year did you see, hey, things are starting to turn, we're starting to put ourselves in position to make more plays?
Well, you know, you really, like I just told the defense today, you remember what you do in December, January, February football, you know, and so we could have a performance similar to the one that we have when it's coming to getting the ball. That'll be, you know, 3 weeks in a row of producing the ball, and that's what it's about. You know, we've had our hands on a number of interceptions, we just didn't catch them. All right, and we caught the ones that we had opportunities to this week. And so we got to the quarterback, caused a sack fumble. And so that's what we have to do. We have to make the splash plays. That's what playoff football is about, is making the splash plays, you know, and forcing them to make mistakes. You know, I'm tired of the narrative that, oh, you know, if they wouldn't have done this, that, or the third, you know, they did it. All right, they turned the ball over. We forced them to turn the ball over. So that's part of NFL football. So they can kill that narrative.
Coach, you came here a year ago. DQ called it a recalibration.
Yes.
Have you had a chance at all to realize how quick a turnaround this is for this organization? Have you taken stock in that?
You know, one thing that we talked about, and I thought it was a little bit, it might be corny. I might be a little bit corny, but I told the men there's very few times in life that you have opportunity to be part of the change and reap the reward. Usually what happens is a team starts it, all right, and then 2 years later they win it, all right. We have an opportunity to do something a little bit different, all right. We could be the team that started the turn, and then if we keep on staying focused and win this game, all right, we can reap the reward at the same time, and that rarely happens.
Coach, you've coached a team as an assistant to the Super Bowl before, to winning a Super Bowl. In this moment in time, when you talk to your players, maybe not just the defensive ones, but the guys on this team, what's your advice to them? What have you said to them this week about approaching this moment and preparing for this moment? Maybe the off-the-field kind of stuff. Yeah,
two things, really. Enjoy it. All right, it is hard to get here. I've been to 4 NFC Championship games. It is hard, okay? All right, enjoy it. The way we live here, every day is championship week, and I know that might sound corny, but that's how we live. So there's no stress in with these guys, all right? And you don't have to do more than anything else because we detail everything every week. And so enjoy it, relax. The moment's going to be there, and then go play. Go have fun and play the game the way that you know how to play it.
Hey, good afternoon, Coach.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great.
Is there any substance to the theory that playing 4 straight games on the road adds a little bit to the challenge of this weekend?
No, because when we won the Super Bowl last time, we won. I mean, we played on the road. Like, you know, let me tell you, I love playing. I love playing on the road, and I love playing here too. But there's not a better feeling, and Detroit had a great crowd, but to walk out of that place and it's quiet, that's the best feeling in the world, to go into somebody else's house and it's quiet. So if it's at home, if it's on the road, it doesn't matter. We're going to get down the way we get down, but we don't care about that. You know, we go play wherever it's deemed to be played.
Joe, I know you coach the other side of the ball, but in the off season or practicing against him, was there a moment early on where you realized Jaden kind of has that level to prepare and come through in big moments?
Yeah, man, he's he's very difficult in camp the whole time. It's just he's very poised. I think the thing that people miss, as great of a player as Jaden is, and he is phenomenal, he is a better person. He's a better young man. So when you just walk around and you talk to him and you realize he's humble, confident, not cocky, not arrogant. He's a true teammate. He's caring. He's authentic. That's when you realize we really have a chance to have a special guy. And then when you get out there and see the arm talent and the football stuff, that's good. But the person is why he is and why these guys fight for him the way that they fight for him, because he's just an amazing young man.
Joe, you mentioned Saquon's explosiveness, big playability, but when you have the Eagles' offensive line and the way that they kind of design it up, does that become more of a twofold challenge in saying, like, we need to defeat them up front and then make
it does. It starts defeating them up front because they can move people. They just do a really nice job of the gap scheme, and then when they want to come down here with the duos, they can get on doubles and move people out the way. So, and then you put a phenomenal runner behind a great offensive line that adds it. And then what else do they have? 2 great receivers and a really good tight end and a quarterback that can do it. So there's issues all over there that we have to make sure we take care of.
Joe, going back to Saquon, you've competed against him now in the NFC East for a while. Mm-hmm. How would you describe, why he's looked rejuvenated or why the production is so much higher this year for him?
I really couldn't answer why he looks rejuvenated. He's always looked good. I mean, we played him last year, and he caught a pass that I haven't seen receivers catch. He caught the backside of his hand with one hand. So he's always looked good to me. So maybe it's the offensive line that's opened up some things, but I couldn't answer that. All right. Y'all have a great one now.